Hey everybody, KT with 90s Muscle here. Wanted to give you all an update on Project Upstate Survivor, the 88 LX we had picked up back in February. Car is mostly OEM stock original, except for what I'm holding in my hand here. Has 75,000 original miles on the clock, 2-owner car, really good overall shape. So what is this, you may ask? This is the original stock water pump. The last time we spoke, I had been looking at the cooling system, wasn't sure yet whether or not it was actually the pump leaking or the lower rad hose. Fortunately, depending on how you look at it, turns out that it was the pump leaking. So we went ahead and replaced the pump. We replaced the radiator. Radiator had a bunch of scale in it. Replaced all the hoses and the thermostat. We used the original thermostat housing. We did replace the two studs, which we got from LMR, as well as a bolt kit for the new water pump, Motorcraft water pump, from LMR as well. So what I've got here in my hands, not a pizza pie. For those of you that haven't had the pleasure of tangling with a small block Ford 50302 water pump, I do not wish that upon my my worst enemy. I've taken off and put on plenty of these pumps in my day. I have not yet been lucky enough to encounter what everyone refers to as the pump from hell. You can go on the internet and there's plenty of YouTube videos about folks that have encountered the pump from hell. This was my pump from hell. Every one of the bolts was seized pretty well, and you know, it was not fun. I followed a few different tips that I found online. Heat, impact gun on a low setting, and that's how we work these bolts out, one at a time. No excessive force with hand tools. We would heat one section of the pump and the block, then immediately hit it with light, the lowest setting on my Milwaukee 3/8 impact gun. We would we would tighten in the direction of blast force and then immediately loosen, and then tighten, loosen, tighten, loosen. Get it to budge, you know, it'd take a while, and then you'd get it to move just a tad, usually in the direction of tightening. Then reheat and repeat that procedure, you know, on, off, tighten, loosen, tighten, loosen, tighten, loosen, until we got the bolts to move, until they would come out intact. We didn't break a single bolt, but you know, I'll bring this a little closer to the camera here. You could see that all of these were basically fused with rust inside the either the timing chain cover housing or the block itself on these longer ones, which were quite a delight to get out. But you know, all that being said, it needed a water pump. There's no way we could have, it was leaking way too bad. We couldn't have left it on the car. Original hoses, had all the original, everything on this car is original. So, I mean, that basically tells you, you know, whatever it is, 35-year-old car, original pump, you know, you can do the math and figure it out on your own, what may or may not have gone wrong. The car sat for a while, so, you know, the coolant was definitely past its prime. All those factors led to the situation we have here, whereby, you know, the car needed a pump and the bolts were fused. So all that being said, it's one of those things, I guess you do this enough, eventually you're going to get one. I have been lucky until now not have one, and as I say, I hope I never have another one. But at the end of the day, the car is all back together. It's running pretty well. No leaks in the cooling system. What we're getting ready to do next is a 2-stage buff job. And the final thing we'll do to the car is put on a new Flowmaster catback exhaust kit. We discovered upon further inspection that we knew one of the mufflers was the passenger side muffler. The driver's side happened to have a big hole up on top that we didn't see. So rather than screw around and trying to put on a set of 40 series we had laying here in the shop, I got a whole new kit. I think I got it from Blue Oval Industries. They're out of Virginia. It's not it's 40 series American Thunder kit. It's this newer kit that they've been running. They're more of a turbo style muffler, more of a mellow, moderate sound to keep this more, you know, more or less sounding as stock as we can, being that the car has never been taken apart, and other than this March air box here and the water pump and hoses cooling, etc., etc. You know, she's more or less still OEM stock original. So we want to keep that vibe, and hopefully we'll get her all back together here in the very near term. Obviously, you see here we have a set of headlights going in after the buff job. And she'll be all good to go back together. We'll do another update maybe when I'm doing the buff job. I know a lot of folks might be interested in that. I have a particular knack for it. I think this car is going to pop when it's done. It's pretty straight and it's black, so it should come back real nice. Other than that, thanks for watching. Again, hope you don't have one of these in your future, and click that like button, subscribe. We'll talk to you next time.